Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 6th of February 1974, and the title is The Recognition of a Maharathi Through His Power of Discrimination. Just as you can invoke the Father, that is, you can invoke the Almighty Authority. In the same way, are you able to invoke from within yourself whichever power you need at any particular time? That is, are you able to put the power that is merged within you into a practical form? Just as you bring the Father into the corporeal form from the subtle, in the same way, are you able to use every power for a task? It is now the time to reveal all the powers. Only when the powers are revealed will the sound of the drums of victory of the Shakti army be heard. The main basis for success in this is the power of discrimination. Only when you have the power of discrimination will you be able to use all other powers. By lacking the power of discrimination and by not using the powers in a yuktiyukt manner, you are not able to constantly be the embodiment of success. The 8 powers should now be visible in a practical form. The sign of a Mahavir is that all the 8 powers are constantly visible. Only such souls can come into the rosary of 8. What is the difference between your efforts through which you can recognize whether you are in the stage of being a maharathi or a horse rider? The main difference is that those who are maharathis will be able to recognize in advance any test papers or problems that come before they come. Because of being aware of the obstacles before they come, they will not allow the storms and problems to come in front of them. What is the refined form of science nowadays? You can discern something from a distance in advance. Because of knowing about it in advance, you are able to adopt a means of safety. If you attain victory after having had to battle with an enemy, it takes time. Just as the invention of science are becoming refined, so too the effort of the maharathis has to become refined. It should not be that an obstacle comes and goes away in 1 second. This too is not the stage of a maharathi. A maharathi will not even allow an obstacle to come. That is, he will not even waste 1 second. When you speak of constant yogis, what does constant mean? There should not even be the difference of 1 second. If Maya comes and you become busy in removing it, then there is a difference created between that and the stage of constantly remaining absorbed in deep love. A maharathi means one who makes such elevated effort, one who chases away from the distance anything that comes is the sign of being a maharathi. Day by day, you will experience that when any obstacle is about to come, you will have a thought in the intellect that something is to happen. Then to the extent that you are yuktiyukt and yuktiyukt, to that extent, the obstacle that is to come will be clearly visible. Such a mirror will be created. Who is called surrendered and a complete renunciate? Those who have even renounced every trace of vice. You are able to renounce the vices in a gross form, but the progeny of vice is extremely subtle. Only those who renounce even the progeny of it are maharathis. That is, complete renunciates. Only when you renounce all the vices together with their progeny are you able to have 21 generations of being viceless and completely free from obstacles. For half a kalpa, it is the divine progeny, and then for a half a kalpa, the Shudra progeny of the vices keep on increasing. Only those who finish this progeny are able to attain the fortune of a divine kingdom for 21 births. If at the time of renouncing this progeny, something still remains, then there would be something missing from the 21 progenies. The sign of a maharathi is that once he has surrendered everything, he has also surrendered body, mind, wealth, prosperity, time, relations, and connections in that. Has he not? If even time is used for the self instead of in Baba's remembrance and his task, then the time that is used for the self is cut away. On the path of bhakti, anything that has been donated is not used for the self. In the same way, there is the same account here also. To use anything for the weakness of the self or for the effort of the self is like mixing something into that which has been entrusted to you. Such deep and subtle effort is the sign of maharathi. Now the maharathis have to use everything for world benefit. Only then can they be called the great donors and the bestowers of blessings. The impact of the stage of a maharathi would be the same as when you are able to see the light of a lighthouse from a distance and how that light spreads everywhere. However, the impression of those who are experienced in interacting with others is also visible from their features and character. Now, there should be such an impression from the maharathis and mahavirs. Your wisdom will be experienced from your face, and from these signs, you will be able to see what number you will claim. Acha, Om Shanti.